Good morning. How are all of you this morning? It's Lisa Copeland. It's 15 Minutes of Fierce, broadcasting from my new Facebook. It's not a new Facebook page. It's been my Facebook page forever, but we've moved the show per the advice of everybody. So anyways, okay, I've got 6 of you on here right now. Why can't I see who you are? Hold on. I just hit the wrong button, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. So anyways, I don't want to watch you on Facebook. You guys give me just 1 second. I'm having issues. Hold on, everybody. Darn it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. This is what happens. This is what happens when I fly in. And I walked into my house at about 11 o'clock last night. As you can tell, I'm a little bit hoarse. I've been in New York. It has been absolutely an amazing trip. There to do business. I could have stayed another 2 days and done business, but I had to get back home. I missed Texas. Now I cannot see who's on here. That's my problem right now. That's what I'm struggling with. I keep hitting Facebook, but I'm not being notified from eCam so I can tell you guys good morning. Ugh, technology. I do not want Facebook. I want to talk to my people. If I've got to do it this way, I'll do it this way then. Yeah, I cannot see who's on here. I want you guys to know that. It's not showing me that. So I'm going to go to my Facebook page real quick. Because if you guys can't tell, I mean, we sent out emails this morning. Fear of missing out. Don't miss the show. You've got to be on the show. Anyways, I want to tell you about New York. So I went to New York to go speak at Ladies Get Paid. And at first I was kind of like, who are these people exactly? I met them at a conference I spoke at in Orlando. But this is a group of women, or 2 women, 2 founders who are amazing and fantastic. And they go around the country and they talk to women of all ages, but predominantly my audience was between the age of 29 and 35. There was 600 women in the room. And so when I said, I went through my ages, it was between 29 and 35. And what I found so interesting about that, okay, I'm going crazy because I cannot see who's on here. I will not lie. What I found so interesting about that is it seems like everybody's got the same problems. And and what I told them afterwards, my big takeaway from the conference, because what my talk was about, and I want to encourage all of you to do that today, is to take your seat at the table. There's so many times that when we have the opportunity or the ability to take a seat at the table, we don't take it. We don't own it. And that's what I told these young women. Is that, I have had the opportunity to have my seat at the table, at what I would call the big boys table. And for the first 2 years, you guys, well, it was probably not quite 2 years, but I didn't speak up. I almost felt like and I'm going somewhere with this story because it's so important. I'm being so transparent with you guys right now. I didn't speak up. I thought, God, I'm just lucky to be in the room. I'm just lucky to be here. There was 18 of us on the National Dealer Council that governed about, 28 dealership, 2,800 Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships. And it wasn't for anything that they did. It was just this feeling I had inside of me that I wasn't worthy to be there. And I got a text from a guy in the room who is an executive, still is, with the Chrysler Corporation, with FCA. I'm at least going to try to see out here. Here we go. Who is on here today? Since I cannot see it. It's just this feeling I had from eCam. Hold on. I'm going to turn down the. I'm going to turn down the. Text from a guy. I'm sorry, guys. This show's so wompy today. It's me, and it's the way that I've set this thing up. But anyways, I never felt like I was worthy to be there. So I get this text one day. We're sitting there in a meeting. I was up there every 90 days, and he says, "Lisa, it's time for you to speak out. Say something." And the minute I found my voice, I never quit speaking. How many times in life or in business are we just sitting there? Are we not taking action? Are we just sitting at the table and not participating out of fear? Because see, I was afraid that if I said something and it wasn't good enough, or if it wasn't smart enough, or if it was something that was against the popular decision of the group, that they wouldn't like me anymore. That's where the C in fierce, crushing approval addiction came in. I had to learn to find my voice. And that's what I want to tell you. And that's what I told these 600, what I would call young women in this room. But I'd say the same thing to men. It's so hard in today's world to find our voice and to live it. Okay, so I'm looking at two different devices since I can't see you guys on this one. Dina, good morning. Megan and Trendy and Laura. Laura, did you get my email, girlfriend? FOMO. I have my team sending out emails this morning, making sure you guys found this page. Anthony and Zelinda and Bill and Melissa and Michelle and Debbie and Robin and Trendy and Anthony and Ken and Michael. Good morning. If you can tell, I've got a bit of a cold. It was cold in New York, and I spoke the whole time for 4 days, and so I'm really struggling today. Okay, do we notice the new hat? This would be Fierce Winter Edition. So today I'm going to give someone the opportunity to win this hat because, well, I'll give you a new one. Because as you guys can see, we're going off of my new station or off of my new Facebook page or a new Facebook page, my business page. From a business standpoint, from an SEO, whatever, blah, 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 this is the one I'm supposed to be doing. And so you guys showed up today and I am so grateful. See, that's what we do when we are fierce is we show up. So at the end of this broadcast, whoever has the most shares, I'm sending a hat to, and I'm going to send it today. So, don't spam, please. I mean, kind of spam, but you want to spam it off of the @Speaker Lisa Copeland page. I hate spam, I won't lie, but I'm trying to get this page out and get it liked. But back to New York. So if you go to my Facebook page, which is this one, you'll see a picture of the Trump insignia. Yes, I was in Ivanka Trump's building yesterday, not standing outside taking pictures like New York state of mind. I was inside because I have a friend who lives in that building, and I was waiting for him to come down. And so I was inside like the big lobby talking to the doorman because they were also holding all of my luggage. I'd come over from the hotel, and I said, well, I'm going to be in Central Park. I said, can you guys hold my luggage in this building? Like Michael Cohen lives in this building, the owner of the Giants lives in this building, my friend lives in this building, and Ivanka Trump. And I'm like, is she in residence today? Because I have something for her if she is. I want to give her a book and a hat. And he's like, you're kind of obsessed with her. And I'm like, I love me some Ivanka Trump. I won't lie. I think she's fantastic. Anyway, so back to that. So back to what I was talking about, taking your seat at the table. And so that is the keynote. And then I got home last night and I opened my email and I just got hired by another group for Orlando for January, and it's Future Business Leaders of America. And I thought, I'm going to give my at the table, take your seat at the table keynote again, because it was so well received by these 600 people because, it's so easy to sit back and say, well, this person got ahead or this person got ahead or, I don't have a voice. But there's so many times that we don't take our seat at the table, or you do what I did. You have the seat and you're afraid to speak up. And that is where the C in fierce came from, in crushing approval addiction. Because I knew I was there because I was appointed. I was there because I was the #1 dealer in the country for my brand. I earned my seat. Why didn't I believe that? Why did it take me so long to be able to speak up? Why? So then another little recollection. What night was it? Oh yeah, I spoke at the event in New York. What day was that? Saturday. And then I had dinner with my agents Saturday night. And they were talking about some big projects that they have for me in 2019. And it was funny. I'm going to tell you guys something that there's, I probably won't say it again, and we'll see how many shares this thing really gets. But my one agent, Steve, said, Lisa, he said, you don't fully believe yet. I'm like, what do you mean I don't fully believe? He's like, you are not ready. I mean, not ready. He didn't say that. He said, you don't believe 1,000,000% to the point you'd take a bullet in why you do what you do. I mean, he and I are almost yelling at each other at this table at this restaurant in New York. I'm like, have you lost your mind? Of course I believe. And he said, well, then you would say some of the things on your show, or you would be more public about some of the things that you say, that you're sitting here right here at this table and that you're telling us. You tell I guys have a cold. I'm sorry. I'm just like, ugh. And I said, okay, I mean, maybe you're right. And he goes, what is holding you back? What is holding you back? What is holding you back from telling people exactly what they need to hear? And he goes, is that C you have in fierce on crushing approval addiction? And then Hank, my other agent, he jumps in and he's like, you know what your problem is? You want people to like you. You want to be popular. I mean, you should have heard this, you guys. It was something I had to absorb it. I had to be able to kind of work through it yesterday. Sunday in Central Park, as I was out there almost all day, which is why I'm sick. But I had to work through what they said to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm wrong. That's what's wrong with all of us. We're so worried about what other people think. I don't know that we always speak our truth. I don't know. I always say to a friend or a colleague or even somebody who pays me to be there when I'm their consultant, I don't always tell them exactly what they need to hear. And I think when you go to New York, I think you get into this New York state of mind. You know, the friends I have that I do business with in New York, I mean, they're just badasses. I don't know what else to say. My good friend Brian Benstock, when I'm with him, I consider him one of the smartest guys. Like, he is the frictionless guy when it comes to technology and automotive. He just doesn't hold back. So how many of you are just holding back in business? I'm going to go through one more time what fierce means, because I've got a contest right now. Because this is the first day that this show has come off of this page. We're not live leaping it. You're not going to see it on any of the other pages. You're not going to see it on Twitter, LinkedIn, nowhere. Only here. Big sellers, nowhere. You have to come here to watch the show. Whoever shares this out the most by the end of this show, so you got another, well, you know what? I'm actually going to give you 15 minutes after the show. Whoever has that number, the biggest number for shares, I will announce it, and then I want you to send me your address, and I'm going to send you the new Fierce. And this is not purple, it's navy, because navy is the new black, darling. But anyways, Fierce is F, is to be fearless. I is to be, you know, is to be in, to have imagination. You want people to be able to imagine alongside of you. E is to be enthusiastic. Who in the hell wants to do business with Debbie Downer? I is also for initiative. We're actually working on like this whole fierce board, right? So imagination and initiative. Enthusiastic. You've got to be relentless. Like, you can't give up. That's what I'm going to tell you about being in a New York state of mind. My New Yorkers do not give up. Right? C is to do exactly what I'm talking to you about, is to crush approval addiction. There are things in life and business that you need to say, and if you fundamentally believe them, I was afraid to post that I was in Ivanka Trump's building, and you ought to see the Christmas trees and the menorahs. They were absolutely beautiful, because I thought, oh God, I'm going to get all this backlash from people that hate Trump. Well, I'm sorry, I don't hate our president. You know, but that was like a fear. Her building, this building, I can't even explain to you, the chandeliers and the Trump insignias and the Christmas trees and the menorahs. But I didn't even post it because of the backlash in today's like polarized society, right? That's so stupid, right? So C is to crush approval addiction. What is holding you back from taking your seat at the table because you're worried about people liking you? You're worried about public opinion. You're worried that if you create an initiative or you create a movement that you're gonna lose friends, you're gonna lose followers. Hey, I was called out by two of the meanest, toughest guys you ever want to meet. Saturday night, my agents, these guys are New York. Oh my God, they're tough. I mean, Hank was screaming at me in the restaurant, screaming at me. And he watches this. I'm telling you guys, I mean, yelling at me, telling me, you have not hit every level of greatness yet that we have for you, because you will not call it. You are worried about being popular, and you're worried about people liking you. And you are a thought leader. You are an expert. You are the best we've ever seen. And you're holding back. And until you stop holding back, you're never going to be to the level of Mel Robbins and Grant Cardone. And you know what? I know you're watching this, Hank. I know you are. I might actually agree with you. So, and then the E, of course, in fierce is to execute, because we could, I could have had that great meeting, Saturday night with Hank and Steve as they're yelling at me in a restaurant. And then I wake up Sunday morning and I'm mad, or I'm offended, or I'm like, how dare they, da 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 da. Or I can do what I am going to do, and that is to execute, right? I'm going to take the advice of the guys who've done it bigger and better than I have. I'm going to execute. So are you taking your own advice? Are you taking your own medicine? Are you listening to the advice of your advisors? Are you ready to execute in 2019? Is that what you're going to do? And tomorrow I am going to figure out how to see all you guys on screen. So Ken Walls, Ricky Miller, Faye, So True Sister, Craig Lockhart, Janelle, other people's opinions of us do not define who we are. They don't. They don't, but it still defines our actions because we are worried about approval addiction. And they're like, we're going to take away your fierce logo if you don't stop worrying about being popular and people liking you. Because when we take you to the level that you're going, there's some people that just don't like you, and it's okay. And then again, I went and I lived it one more time yesterday in this Trump building that I was in that Ivanka lives in, if I haven't mentioned that yet, as I'm talking to the doorman about everything about her. And I didn't want to I didn't want to post the address because I know that that's private, but I just didn't want to post the Trump insignia because I thought, oh God, haters are going to hate, and I'm going to get 50 million people on there telling me that they hate Trump and blah blah blah. You know what? If you hate the president, you hate the president, but that doesn't mean I do, and so I'm going to quit worrying about it. So there you go. That's what happens when I leave New York with a New York state of mind. What is your New York state of mind? What are you going to do to take your seat at the table? And once you get there, what are you going to do to own that position, to maximize that position at the table? Fuel for thought until tomorrow morning. Okay, you have 15 minutes because we're going to sign off. I'm a respecter of time, but you've got 15 minutes to share this out. And I will post in 15 minutes who won a fabulous new, and I know it looks purple in the light, but it is navy, because navy, darling, is the new black. And this is the Fierce 365, unapologetically Fierce 365 new fashion lineup for the fall. Okay, you guys, I love you. Thank you for jumping on. I'm excited. I'm in a fiercer state of mind than I think I've ever been, and I'm going to share all that with all of you, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Share it, like it, love it, but share it. The person who wins gets a hat. All right, bye, y'all.